This episode brought to you by coffee.
Hey, it's Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and today we're going to do our interior walkthrough in a 2020 Volvo V60. Big fan of this car. It drives pretty well. It's a nice car. It feels good, all of that stuff. But even better than all of that, it's a station wagon. Big fan of station wagons. Love them. And this is a good one. This is a European take on a wagon, so they would call it an estate. But very, very nice. Beautiful interior, really well done. Not terribly cheap. I'll show you the Monroney here. But what you're getting is great. So I don't think that price is out of line at all. So anyway, I will have a full review of this car coming pretty soon. It won't be as long as these interior videos are. If you've watched any of my reviews, you've seen that. The reviews tend to be under 5 minutes. Because most of what I need to say is really covered in these interior videos. And then the regular review video is kind of a bonus on top of that. But the regular reviews have way more exterior shots. So if that's what you're looking for, then that's where you need to go. But anyway, so I'm just going to go where I usually go and get started talking about the interior of this car and what all these buttons and whatnots do. It's pretty cool. All right, before we get started, coffee. Shout out to Scott over at Snowy Oak Coffee. Not a sponsor, I just really like his coffee. Scott's here in Cheyenne, but you can find him online. I'll have a link down in the description here. Love his coffee. Great roaster and perfect for my French press. All right, back to it. We'll just get started like we usually do. So over here, you can see on the door, this is the driver's door. There's Bowers and Wilkins up here, so I love the look of these. I've seen it in several vehicles, but Volvo really knows how to add it into their existing chrome and make it pop. Down here, here's your seat memories. Here's the door locks. Right here, you got the window locks right over here, and then all the windows are automatic, all four. And here is how you adjust the exterior mirrors. You can push this. I think it's push or pull down. It's pull down. So you can pull this down like that and like that. So you can pull it down without selecting any mirror, or push both. Either one works. So you can push both of these and it will fold those mirrors in. And then if you do anything with this or this, it will pop those mirrors back out. Just a neat FYI, there's also a setting that's by default has it so that when the car shuts off, the mirrors fold in when the doors are locked. So there you go. Up here you can see the first of the vents. Very, very well done vents. They're good and big and move a fair amount of air and very adjustable. I like this, right? So you can totally move it around like that, closing it off, and go back and forth and all of that. And you don't need this to defrost because you have one up there, but you can use this to aid it if you push it up like that. So if your side window is really bad off, you can help it out with that. Over here is your dimmers. Over here is the deck lid, open and close. You can open it with this. You can also close the hatch with that. Way under there, it's hiding really, really high up, about where my toe is right there. I don't know if you can see that, but right about where my toe is right there is the hood release. It's really up under there. You really got to look for it. Now, let's get to the good stuff. I don't know. I just shoved the Volvo here. I'll just shove this in your face. All right. So we'll just start with the steering wheel. Steering wheel. Yeah. Over here, you've got all of your cruise control stuff. Sorry, I've got something going on my throat. Probably need another coffee. This is all cruise control stuff, including these, and I'll show you a little bit on that. So you turn it on and off with this, of course. Set, resume, and bump up speed right there. bump down the speed and or set right there. By habit, of course, I usually use this, but you can use either one to set. And then these are following distances. You can raise and lower them, so this one lowers, this one raises. I will point out that even at its lowest, this being a Volvo, it is still a pretty fair following distance. So for you Colorado tailgaters, bummer. But it's, you know, safety. So there you go. Now these right here actually control that. And you can see what they do is they go through the different quick stuff. So this is kind of the like pilot assist stuff and other adaptive cruise settings, stuff like that. You can use this to turn off adaptive cruise and use standard. So pilot assist basically is a lane keeping with lane centering included. Pretty cool system, works pretty well so long as the weather is okay. When you get obscured on the camera, then it starts to get wonky and probably just shut itself off. But those are the things you can do with that, and pretty neat, useful. So this is all cruise control stuff and or safety, driver aid, etc. So all in one spot. Pretty smart setup for Volvo over there. Now coming over here, this is all driver information with a little bit of infotainment thrown on. So this goes up and down, back and forth through menus, and you select with that. Voice control right here, which works pretty well in this car. You don't have to have the Swedish accent. That didn't sound very good, did it? No, it was like Arnold trying to do a Swedish accent. That sucked. Sorry. All right. I could try the Swedish chef, I guess. Nah, I won't burden you with it. All right, this right here just goes through the menu. So you can see, pops it up like that, and then closes it like that. And then you can go back and forth, or up and down, I should say, through different things. So right now we're on media. I can go up to the top, and, whoops, selected the wrong one. I can go up to the top, and then move through. You can see the different ones, phone, navigation, etc. And you can select right here. So basically that's what all this does. This also skips tracks. So if you just use these and you don't have that open, right? So if I close that and I just use these, it'll skip tracks and or stations instead. So kind of neat, useful, helpful, easy to understand. Boom. This big thing is the dongle for all of your washer wiper needs. All of them. All in one spot. One to stop shopping. So what you got going on here, there's a little button on the end that runs the rear wiper. This controls the speed of the wipers. So you move it up and down, it gets more and less aggressive. All of the settings, starting with the intermittent setting all the way up, those are all automatics. So it rain senses and runs accordingly. On the bottom one, you can just do this and it just runs a one-off. Now you can use this to get a one-off just like that. The problem is that when you use this button, you're also turning the rain sensing on and off. There's a little tiny indicator somewhere up here. Maybe not. I thought I saw an indicator. I might have been dreaming. Anyway, this toggles on and off with your automatics. And then that's about it, but this big wing thing just looks cool, and it's so that they could print these on here so you could see what to do to get squirters. Pull it towards you to squirt the front, push it back to squirt the back. Now going over to the other side, you see a nearly identical dongle. Looks like some kind of, I don't know, it's got like a dinosaur head shape. It's kind of neat. So anyway, this is all your lighting needs, all your lighting requirements, and then the trip reset is right on the end here. So you can go back and forth, you can see, you can twist, you can turn this and do different things with the lights. And then here's your fog lamps right here, turning them on and off, you just push it. And then up here is brights, back and forth, right? Ding, 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 ding. There you go. And as far as I know, that's it. I don't think I haven't used any other setting other than, I will point out, this top one is a toggle, right? So you do that, and then over here, you'll see up on the top right there how it went to A. That means the high beams are now automatic, and then when I twisted it one more time, it shut that back off. Pretty cool. The little green indicator is daytime runners. And then you can see the fog lamps. I just turn them on and off. So pretty cool stuff. I like this setup because it's so simple and yet does so much. Really smart. All right, now moving along, I want you to notice there is no push button start on this. See my finger? I still have that black fingernail. So there's no push button start. Why? Why? I'll show you in a minute. Haha, teaser! Teaser! See, I'm getting the showbiz thing down. All right, one more coffee. Yeah. All right. So looking at the infotainment screen, it's huge. Look at this thing. It's wonderful too. So very, very clear. I have yet to see any glare on this screen. Despite the piano black surround and all of that, I have yet to see any glare on this screen. Looking right here, you can see these big vents. They move a fair amount of air, and they work the same way as that big square one did. Now looking at the screen, this is sort of like the main menu right here. So when you push this, you end up here. Down at the bottom, these are basically permanent. This is all your climate stuff. So you can turn on the climate and you run it here. So here's the automatic climate, right? And I have temperature settings. Where did I do temperature settings? I did it right off the bat, first time I got in the car. Oh yeah, duh. Right on the temperature there. That's where you go. So you can see that's just a slider. You can move it up and down, or I can just hit something and call it good like that, right? So, and then to turn it off, just, there you go, boom, off. So that's that, and then you can see the defrost and stuff, but there are hard buttons for those as well. So I close that, and then I'm looking at this screen again. Now I want bun warmers, right? Boom, bun warmers, steering wheel warmer, and then on the other side, bun warmer just toggles. See? Pretty straightforward setup. Now all this other stuff you can see, this is the navigation. This is the radio, so this is what's playing on the, ooh, really good song too. I wish I could hold a note as long as that dude can. Anyway, so there you go, radio settings up there, and then here is the phone pairing. I've unpaired my phone because to record this in order to avoid any Bluetooth yada yadas going on. And then car status, which just shows you what's going on with the car. So you can go through messages. You can see here's the oil level. Here we are. Here's how we are on tires. If you have any appointments for service, here's the appointment. The next service appointment is down there, so you can see kind of what that's for, and so on. And again, this becomes like the main menu button, so it just brings you back here. Up here, some permanent status stuff. Really nice setup. Pretty screen. I will point out there are really no like apps or any of that sort of thing, right? So this is it. But you can go back and forth a little bit, and there are some other things. So if you want to pair some stuff, boom. If you need to do some searches down here, you can do that. Pandora works okay, but I would not count on it in this car. It's not that the Pandora is bad, it's that it cuts in and out a lot. According to how good your internet reception is. But the search works really well. It's a fast, these are fast ways right here, Google and Park. These are fast ways to find something and send it over to navigation. Glimpse is cool. If you haven't used that app before, you really should check it out. It's a good way so that to get people to leave you alone while you're trying to drive. It's basically what it comes down to. You can send them a glimpse. It gives them a map. You tell it how long to keep it active. It gives them a map, shows them exactly where you are and what your estimated time of arrival is, so what your ETA might be, and then they don't have to keep messaging you, and you don't have to feel bad for ignoring them because you're driving. So there you go. Nice setup. Weather's pretty good too. And then you can see car status and other stuff right there. And then on the other side of that, you can see some more stuff. This is all car settings, so driver settings and whatever's. You can shut things on and off using those. Works pretty well, and I've used it a little bit just to fiddle with what the different things do. Now you can see the parking. That's an important one. You can basically grab this screen and boom, or you can turn the head up on and off. This is equipped with that. And move things around and adjust what kind of info is on there. But here you can park, and then you can pull out of a parking spot. Now it works best with parallel parking, but it can do perpendicular as well. and then here's your cameras and so on. So pretty cool. I really like this. Works well, and it's quick. Like I said, this infotainment is a really good system, really smart. Now down here, you can see here's your Dukes lights. Here's some, see if I can get it focused a little better. Here's the defrosts. Here's the track jumping. This is like a pause or mute or whatever. Volume is by twisting this, and then nothing on these. This is an input for, I believe, for the climate. This does nothing. It just looks good sitting right there. See? Now I want you to look at the wood. Isn't that pretty? Great wood inlay in here. I love this. So under this is a little spot you can throw a few things, you know, some coins, some keys, whatever. You can toss those in there and then cover it up. Over here you can see my coffee mug. I'll grab that for a minute. And there's a 12 volt right there, a little kind of a storage cubby. That's where I've been dropping my phone because it holds it upright sitting in there. And then you can see that key symbol. What that means is if your key is dead, your key fob, you can drop it in there and the RFID will let you operate the car. So good to know where those things are when you have a car like this, or any car. And then the bougie cover, pretty. And it's real wood, like you can feel the grain. It's actual wood. So awesome. Love this. So there you go. And then this, you remember how I gave you that teaser saying where's the button for starting the car? Here it is right here. You twist it. So you put your foot on the brake, you twist it, starts it. When you get there, wherever you're going and you're parked, you twist it again, it shuts the engine off. This is drive modes. So you push this, drive mode pops up on the screen. You go down and pick what you want. Boom, done. See? Really cool. And then that screen will go away on its own, like that. Right here is your park brakes. So pull it, set it, push it to release. This is a hill hold button. Yeah, that's right. Hill hold button. I like to call it launch control, even though that's not what it is, but it sounds way cooler. So, you know, might as well. Let me see. I realize that I'm drinking a lot of coffee, but that's because my kids don't have school, and yeah. It's been a long morning. Nice armrest right here. Feels good, works well. Decent sized cubby inside, and you can see some plugs. Somebody left an iPhone plug in here. It's not mine because I don't have an iPhone. But you can see there's standard USBs right there. And, oh, there's a mini USB too. Neither one of which work with my phone. Go figure. But anyway, decent sized cubby. This is all-wheel drive, so that this doesn't go too deep. There's a drive shaft. Back here, the passengers can set their own. So when the passenger climate is on, you can see I have it locked because I have kids and I don't want them screwing around with it. And they also have seat warmers on the outboard seats in the back seats. Now let's look at some design. You see how, I love how Volvo does their Bowers and Wilkins with the tweeter up there and the subwoofer kind of, I think it's a subwoofer underneath it. The mid-range hiding down in the door and then up here to create this kind of cone of sound that just sounds really good. And then the flow of the dash. Volvo is all about safety. So one of the things that they do is they design a dashboard to not only launch an airbag, but also to crumple this direction and do other things to avoid crushing people's legs from underneath. So that's part of the reason for its blocky design, but they did such a great job of fixing, just covering that. So you can see beautiful faux leather on it. I don't think this is real leather. Could be, but I doubt it. Be a bad place to put leather. But, and then under here, you can see it just creates a lip, and then this beautiful, beautiful wood. Again, you can feel the grain, beautiful stuff. And this stuff, it looks like hard leather, right? But it's actually soft, there's give. Same with this, which is harder, but it still has a little bit of give when you touch it. Really cool setup. So, sound in here is very quiet on the road, as it should be, luxury level car like this. Beautiful, beautiful setup. And just the way the cream and the wood and then the black come together just looks really good. Highly comfortable seats. These are adjustable on this model. Also, lumbar and all that stuff. Beautiful seating, great setup, easy to get used to. This has rubber floor mats, which I highly recommend. I'll just put my hand in front of the phone a bunch of times. Back there you can see got the back seats, good size, 3 across, easy in this car, even though it is relatively small. And then the cargo area is pretty good. I'll show you that. And just a lot of nice touches in this car. Great panoramic sunroof and other things. Just wonderful car. Feels really good. Like I said, I just really like this car. Not unusual. You give me a high price car, I'm probably gonna like it. But again, not terribly high price when you consider what's in it. So there you go. Fuel economy is pretty good. You saw those numbers on the sheet. I showed you them on the Roni already. So yeah, really good car. So that's what I got. That's it. This has been Aaron on autos.com in the 2020 Volvo V60. Talk to you again soon.
Subscribe.